So hello and welcome to the fourth video in my Moog Prodigy Restoration. I was going to do the calibration next, but then realised if I put it all together it wouldn't be clean. So first I have to actually do some cleaning. So the circuit board, the outside panel, and the keyboard and all that kind of stuff. So has taken a little while to do to get to this point because I've been trying to figure out how to clean this panel. It's just really difficult to clean. This is after I've already scrubbed it down several times. It's still quite dirty. You can see there's still dirt marks everywhere, and they just wouldn't come off. So it's taken me this long to figure out how to do it. The problem is the paintwork on the Prodigy, it's not flat, it's actually pitted. It's like a sprayed on rubber more than a flat glossy paint. It's actually got little undulations in the surface, and the dirt gets stuck inside it, and it's really hard to lift it off. It doesn't wipe off because it's stuck in like in the little holes in the paint almost. It's really difficult to get off. So what I found works quite well is just some detergent and a paintbrush, because the paintbrush allows you to get in to the different layers in the surface, kind of where all the pits are and stuff. So we'll start along this line here where the wood paneling was. And I'm just pushing down with the brush in a circular motion and just using soap. So this is just soap and water, so it's not isopropanol or anything, or any solvents. Because I'm trying to lift dirt off, a detergent's much better than a solvent. There you go, I've finished the paintbrush and soap effect. I've just gone through the whole thing a couple of times, make sure there's lots of soap. And so I've only got to rinse it now. I'll probably just take it outside, put it under the tap, and then dry it. And after a quick rinse, just put it out in the sun to dry. This is what it looks like after the wash. It turned out really well. Actually, I'm quite surprised. It's quite dark. I've got a nice black surface now, which I didn't have before. It was kind of like a dark grey, and the whites come up really nice too. The white looks a lot brighter than before. So I'm really happy with that. So it was just soap, like a soapy water solution, and a paintbrush to dig into the little pits. That did wonders, and wiping just wouldn't work. So it's turned out good. Another thing is, don't use acetone to clean up any spots because it will take the paint off. Although it was quite good, I actually used some acetone here to clean up around the bottom of the G, because it looks like the paint had smudged when the screen print had come off. So the actual G of the Moog was had some like mist paint. So I used the acetone to take the paint off. But don't use that on anywhere else, because you won't have any white bits left. So just soapy water is enough, looks like. So next, we're going to do the side panels, the wood side panels. Okay, so this is the right hand side panel, and we've got the front panel here. That's the front one. So you can see they're a bit dirty. It's got some marks and stains and stuff, and it just looks a bit faded, and it just doesn't look as glossy as it did before. So I'm going to sand them back and re-stain them and re-varnish them just to make them look a bit more bright and sparkly. So the first thing to do is to get this glue out. It's a really horrible glue. It's looks like a polyurethane or something like that, and it's extremely difficult to get out. I mean, you just can't pull it out at all. So what I use is a screwdriver in here. You go around the edges with a knife first, just to get the glue off the top, and put the knife down the edge. So all you have to do is pull it off the bottom as you go around. The result will look like this. Here's one I prepared earlier. So this is the actual glue, and you can see there are these plastic like white spaces inserted every now and then. Yeah. So don't lose them. That's because when you put the metal in the groove, the metal's only quite thin, so it can move around. So I guess what they did in the factory was just to put this white spacer in the inside, just to push the metal all the way to the outside, just to hold it, so when they put the glue in, the metal was up against the outside. This is actually really difficult to do. So I wouldn't recommend it. I'd probably just give it a quick sand, and oops, I'd just give it a quick sand on the outside and maybe a quick varnish. Or just leave them as they are, because it is very difficult to get this glue out. So first I just go down the channel and loosen the glue from the sides. Okay, so I just put the screwdriver here and then the little one underneath. Just use it as a lever to get it out. Okay, so I'm about halfway through now. It's taken about 20-25 minutes. You can see the spaces coming out. Finished, finally. So it took about, I don't know, 40 minutes or so to get that out. The wood's still in good condition, so that's good. So next is just to sand it back, give it a stain, and maybe even a varnish. Before I start sanding the second one, I thought I'd show the difference between the two. So the bottom one is the original. Just a bit bland, a bit boring, and the top one is after I've sanded and stained it twice, sanded between staining coats, and then I put a varnish on the top, so it's heaps better than the original. So the panels have been finished. They've been stained and varnished. So the next thing to clean is the keyboard. It's quite dirty, heaps of dust. So these keys This keyboard is really, really good. It's quite easy to get the keys out. There's no screws along the top. You just push the keys down and then slide it forward and they unclick. So you can do it with one hand, it's quite easy. Then you lift it all the way up, pull it towards the back. So you can see the spring there. So that's it really. I just have to pull all the keys off and then get into this part and get all the dust out and check if there's anything that's not right. Mostly it's just a clean, and then underneath I've got to clean the contacts. So after I get the keys off, I'll undo the screws. There's screws underneath that hold it on. The big silver screws. And then that'll allow me to get underneath and clean the contacts, but clean all the dust off first. So the trick to get the black keys out is to remove the surrounding white keys first. So pull the white key off and then the black key can slide out. Otherwise the white key stops the black key from sliding out. Can't believe how easy they are to get out. It's a good design, this keyboard, I like it. I've just laid all the keys out on a table in the right order. Just put all the springs in a container so I don't lose them. And yeah, so all the keys have been removed and we can finally see the extent of all the dust and dirt, and it's pretty bad. So it's quite dirty and dusty. So I'll take that off the base now and flip it over, and then we'll start cleaning. Okay, so it's been unscrewed from the bottom. So it's ESK492. On the Synthor website it says it's 49U, not 492. So I don't know whether that's a mistake or not, but there's the resistors here, which will provide the difference in voltage between the keys, and then above that there's just a single wire. So you could take out these sets of contacts just with the two screws, but you'd have to unsolder the resistor on each side and cut the wire. So we're going to leave them in and probably just vacuum and then spray with isopropanol. So I've just got some isopropanol spray. So after the isopropanol, I've just gone through with a cotton bud and cleaned up all the surfaces on each side. The most important part is underneath here on the other side, on the kind of underneath where the tabs touch. So you can see here when I push the tab up, you can see it hit the surface on the underside of that plastic. So that needs to be clean. But I've just gone and blown it out. It looks okay. The cotton buds didn't. They looked horrible, but but now it's generally clean, so consider that finished. And I'll just put it all back together. Top metal panel is now clean, and the wood side panels are dry after being stained and varnished. So the next part is to glue the panel back to the top. So I've just done the same as what the factory had done by putting in these spaces and just making sure that the panel aligns with the top of the groove. So you just push them in quite hard. I've used 3, 2 at the top here and here, and one to push the back out. So that ensures the panel's in the right place. It's holding there quite well. And then I'm just going to use a polyurethane glue. I've just gone down and bought any type of polyurethane. It's a good glue because it can stick metal and wood. So I'm just filling the channel. So just wait for that to dry, and then I can turn the panel the other way around and put the other one on, put the other side on. So I've also got the front panel to do, but I'll probably just use some wood glue on that one because that's just a wood on wood seal, there's no metal involved. Okay, so I've started assembling. I've put the side panels on, the circuit board in and the keyboard in. It's come up alright, the side panels look awesome. And I finished, I ordered an extra 5 of these switch caps from Synthesizer because it was missing 5 when I bought it. So I've just got to clean the caps for the pots now, and also the modulation control. So yeah, these guys were pretty dirty. Just a bit of work to do there. And the pots, so I've got a whole lot of dirty ones. This is a new one from Synthesizer, but it's a different height, and also the paint's a bit different too. So it's quite a bit of difference, and in height as well. I'm not sure I like it, so I'm going to try and clean up my old ones. Okay, so I'm just going to clean the modulation wheels with a toothbrush and some soap. And the same with the knobs for the pots. Okay, so I finally finished the cleans and put it all together and turned it on, and it worked. So I haven't done the calibration yet, and I haven't put the modifications in, so the CV and gate, the filter input, and I'm going to put an input so I can inject a different LFO from a modular or something. So that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, check it out. So the only things I've done that I didn't film was to replace the power supply, and I've also made a few modifications to the input. So I don't know whether you can see here or not. No, I need to get more light. But I'm using a more normal plug now. Cool, so that's it. So next is the calibration and to add to do the mods. No worries, thanks for watching.